Howdy y'all, Jeff here from TheFloatLife, and we're gonna do a install video for float blocks today. Here we go. So first things first, pop that bad boy open, and you got a few things in here. You got your Loctite, you have some short screws, and some long screws, and your two blocks. So first thing you wanna do is break your board down to the hub. If you guys don't know how to get to this spot right here, we've got it linked either somewhere around here or down in the description, our tire change video. So just look up GT, one wheel GT tire change and get it to this point right here. And I'll just go ahead and wait for you guys to get there. Oh, cool, you're back. Great. Now that we're at this point right here, you're gonna wanna grab out your float blocks and identify which one is which. So you can see they're different. This one right here actually has a little cable wire run, and this one does not. So which side do you think this one goes on? Of course, the cable side. So go ahead and dry fit it right here and put it on there, and you can see the cable run actually just run right there on the cable, and you should be able to line up the holes right there. So what you want to do is take the longer screws that you have, and don't worry if you get these mixed up, you literally cannot thread them wrong because they're completely different diameters. But just go ahead and line those up, drop them in, and tighten those down with your TP45 that you would need anyway in order to get your hub down to this place. So if you're somehow here and don't have a TP45 yet, I don't know what to tell you. That's amazing. Let me know how you got to this place without a TP45. If you don't have one, you can go onto our website and get one. I think they're like $5. They're kind of tricky to find. You can't really just find them at Home Depot, so not a bad idea to have one of these in your arsenal. Oh, and before I forget, you're gonna wanna put Loctite on these little inner hub bolt guys right here, because just like if you guys are familiar with XR, for example, XR used to have inner hub bolts like this as well. And if you didn't have Loctite on them or didn't tighten them down properly, it's possible that they can come loose over time. So don't forget to use Loctite, put a little drop on each one of these before you put them in. There we go, and tighten them down as much as you can without any leverage right here. We're gonna tighten these down a whole heck of a lot more, so don't worry. But just get these in pretty darn tight. Hold it, give it a little turn. There you go. Now that's not gonna be tight enough for the long term, but it's perfect for what we have now. All right, next step is you wanna actually put a rail on this side and take your short bolts, and don't use Loctite on these short bolts just yet, because what we're doing right now is we're just sort of pinning the rail in there so that we can tighten the ones on the other side and use it as leverage. So go ahead and put those in. And just tighten those down a little bit. Bop. There we go. All right, now you're gonna wanna take this whole entire thing and flip it over. Okay, so now you just take the other side and install it. Make sure to take a look and reference the other side to make sure you're doing the right side up and you're not putting it in upside down. So this little mag handle slot right here, put this the correct way with the cable running underneath, like always. And go ahead and drop your long screws in. Again, don't forget to put a little bit of Loctite on these guys. And go ahead and tighten them down. Wow. Cool. Now once you get those tight, we can now really crank these suckers down. So you're gonna wanna tighten these about the same amount that you usually tighten your hub bolts, which is pretty darn tight. Nice. Just give them a good cranking. There we go. And once those are on that side, nice and tight, we can pop the rail off of this side. Since we didn't tighten these down too much, should be really easy to just pop these guys out. Flip the rail to the other side. And put it on. Doesn't even matter if you put it on upside down. We're just basically going to use it as a leverage point. Cool. Now it's time to tighten these ones down the same. Give them a nice good cranking on those ones. There we go. And that's it. Your float blocks are installed. If you guys run a mag handle, the only other thing that you could possibly do is take these little grommets right here, these little rubber O-rings. All right, so we got these little guys right here. What you do when you go to install your mag handle is you put one of the O-rings right here in the middle. So right in the middle of that slot. And then when you install your mag handle, there we go. That little rubber O-ring right there is actually going to help it from wobbling around and making a ton of noise, which is pretty darn nice because I don't even run mag handles on my GTs because I think that they're too loud and they kind of rattle around a whole heck of a lot. So I'm not really a big fan of them. So this little O-ring definitely helps when it comes to that little rattle noise that they make when you're riding through chunk or dropping off stairs or hitting a pothole or just like on some uneven terrain. So there you go. It'll help it a lot from doing that little side-to-side rattle with that little O-ring. So that's it. Once we're here, you've got your float blocks on now. Just reinstall your hub back onto your board, just like in the tire change video that we referenced earlier, and we're done. That's it. If you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments. Shoot me an email, jeff@TheFloatLife, and I'll check you guys later. Float on, my friends. That's good booch. That is good booch right there.
Float blocks, what an easy install. Now get outside and go ride. Float on, my friends. You!